Thank you. And Ted, I think we shop at the same place, the blue blazer, pink look. Well, thanks everyone for having me. I'm super humbled. I mean, the speeches there were just incredible. I'm only going to talk about Avant because that's really all that I've done, but it's been a phenomenal 3.5 years. Again, Adam Hughes, I'm the CEO at Avant. We're an online consumer lending marketplace. And really our goal, again, is to lower the costs and barriers of borrowing for people around the world. And we're really focused on what we call the everyday and middle-class consumer. And I would define that as someone who has a FICO score, a credit score of 600 to 700, and a household income of $50,000 to $100,000. So it's really the everyday consumer here in America. And that customer has really had poor experiences in lending and obtaining credit, as well as bad products since really 2008. So a little bit about myself first. I was employee number 1 at Avant. I really have 3 roles today. I'm head of operations, marketing, and product. So what does that mean? On their operations side, we have 900 employees here in Chicago. 500 of them are on our customer service team. So that does all of our customer service for a new customer saying, tell me more about Avant, to an existing customer with a question on their loan. All of our verifications, so verifying ID, income, and employment, so we can get comfortable funding that loan. Collections to get that customer back on track. QA, training, as well as a strategy and automation component that sits on top to make sure that we're providing best-in-class customer experiences and making sure we're streamlining that process. Funny note there, of that 500, I was employee number 1 there. So what was really important, going back to Chrissy's point, was just really understanding that customer, because I was the one talking to that customer every single day. And it got to a point where the customers in the early days, because we couldn't afford to hire anyone, would be like, wow, Adam, I'm speaking to you again. Is there anyone else that works there? But what was really helpful is I got to know exactly what that customer wanted, what they didn't want, and what was important. And that allowed me to go to my tech team and say, this is exactly the way we need to build the product. Job number 2 at Avant is head of marketing. So that's new customer acquisition, customer experience, retention, and brand. Today, we've now grown to have 500,000 customers. We've lent over $3 billion in the US and UK, 2.8 here in the US, 200 million in the UK, just launched in Canada. And it's really been a combination of, again, just understanding that customer, where that customer looks to obtain credit, how can we make that better, and really making the product our brand. And again, going back to Chrissy's point, but I like to say we've spent $0 on brand marketing and really traditional brand marketing, right? We've taken the approach of making our product really transparent and something that the customer loves, that they're coming to us, they're recommending their friends, and then that word of mouth really is our brand, and we really stand behind that. And finally, job 3 is product. So we talked about the online loan product, which we've lent, again, over $3 billion. And the customers love Avant. They're coming to us and saying, we love Avant. We have 80 NPS scores, 95% satisfaction rates. Can you help me with other forms of credit, which, again, products can suck and the experiences can suck, and can you help me and put an Avant spin on it? So, and they asked us to help them with auto and credit card and mortgage. So we're really proud to announce that we just launched an auto refinance product 2 weeks ago, and that's going to allow a customer to refinance their current auto loans into better rates, lower their monthly payment. And 80% of our Avant customers have an existing auto loan, so it's just really relevant, great for the customer, great for us. We're planning on launching a credit card product in August, and what's important about that is, again, for that 600 to 700 FICO score consumer, there's just not great products out there. You have Capital One, they don't really focus on that space that much. The other products out there, high fees, bad experiences. So our goal is to, again, have a really transparent online no-fee product that the customer can apply, get an instant decision, and get approved real fast. So let's go back to 2012 quickly. So, and really where the Avant opportunity was born. You had the crash in 2008, and banks had completely pulled out of lending to anyone below a 700 credit score. Al Goldstein, our CEO, John Sun, our Chief Risk Officer, Paul Zhang, our CTO, and myself really saw an opportunity where, again, you have 50% of the US population having a credit score below 700, and they just don't have an affordable product to go to if they need credit, to consolidate higher interest credit card debt, to get access to capital or access to credit if you need to fix your car, if you have a home repair. And so we launched our first loan in January 2013. Again, it was me on the phone talking to these customers, and we got to know them really well. And we figured out that these customers did not like origination fees, so we didn't do origination fees. These customers hated prepayment penalties. They wanted to pay back their loan when they wanted to and save interest, and so we didn't do prepayment penalties. This customer wanted to be able to have all these self-service options themselves on their phone. So we rolled out a really slick app, and our customers now can modify their payments and pay off their loan and change their payment schedules. And it was really because, again, the four of us were sitting in a supply closet, literally, with no windows, and talking to these customers, and just had to make it work, and really had to make this product fit this customer's needs. That I think we were able to be really successful. So four of us grew to 950 people because the customers loved the product. On top of that, outside of the growth in Chicago, we have a small office in LA. Chicago's always going to be home, but we had to take advantage of some of that West Coast tech talent, and it's a lot easier to have someone move from San Francisco to LA than it is to have them move from San Francisco to Chicago. Shocking, I know. We also have a small team in London, but the goal is always to have our core team here. On top of the growth, we've been fortunate enough to, because of the customer growth from one customer to 500,000, to raise capital, and that's really important for us because we are a lending business. So we've raised. It's a little bit dated in there. We've raised $3.6 billion to date in terms of funding, $650 million in equity dollars. The last two rounds, some pretty big names. Tiger Global and General Atlantic led our last round. We also have some investors that led our Series A and Series B in California by the name of August Capital, and then we also have Chicago investors. Victory Park Capital is an investor. And so we've been able to go to both coasts as well as in Chicago and really tell the Avant story, which we think really stands out, and get our investors to really believe in us and give us some great funding. On top of that, we have warehouse facilities set up. We had forward flow arrangements set up for whole loan buyers. And really our strategy is to have 50% on balance sheet of our loans and 50% off balance sheet. And we think that's really important and very different from what our competitors do. Because we want to eat what we cook, right? I think it's extremely important to hold at least 50% of loans that we write on our balance sheet to make sure that credit performance is our number one priority. There's been a lot going on, but our goal is to really stay focused in 2016. We really have 5 goals we always say to the entire team. And it's getting tougher and tougher to know who everyone is at our company now that we're so big. But I think everyone can recite these 5 goals at Avant if you were to ask them. And number 1 is to raise an additional $2 billion of capital. We're writing $250 million of new loans a month at this point, so that capital is critical to keep growing. Number 2, again, moving from just a personal loan company, which we are today, into multi-products. So launching our auto product, which is only live in California today, moving that to a national presence by end of year. Number 3 is launching our credit card in August. And again, just talking to customers, just the products out there, it's really silly. So excited about what we can do in the credit card space. Number 4, we just launched the first ever bank partnership in this space. The 13th biggest bank in the U.S., Regions Bank, $120 billion in assets. Really came to us and said, hey guys, we're declining every single customer that comes to us below a 700 FICO score. These are customers that have deposit accounts with us. It's a horrible experience. So can you, Avant, provide the tech to us to provide a best-in-class online loan experience to the customers that we're servicing, the 700-plus community, and then we can refer customers over to you. And it's a no-brainer because it's a complimentary product. We have much better tech than them, so just announced that last week and going to be going live with that in September. And then goal number 5 is just to really continue to grow our core business as well as adding on loyalty programs. So we have an existing loyalty program. We have free credit scores for our customers. We have credit education, and continue to do more there, and just making sure that this customer isn't just taking credit options from Avant, but they're actually improving their lives. A couple things outside of that, just to summarize what I've really learned, and I've learned a ton in the last 3.5 years. Number 1 is the team. Al Goldstein, our CEO, and really my mentor over the last 9 years. Working with him, working with John, working with Paul, the other co-founders, you need a team that works extremely well together, that trusts each other, and that's really good at what you do in your individual lanes. John and Paul are perfect SAT kids, smartest guys in the room, brilliant tech and data guys. Myself, I know how to do operations and marketing for an online business. Al's good at everything, but is also really good at raising money. And in the beginning, when we didn't even know if this product was going to fit and who's going to write us a check to keep going. All of us just continue to execute at a really high level. And then you bring in lieutenants around yourself that really buy into that same message of, hey, the Avant opportunity is absolutely massive. And if we continue to just be really focused on that, we don't care if we have fancy office space, and we don't care if we have windows, which again, we didn't have for a year and a half. it's just let's continue to execute on this gigantic opportunity and grow a big business here. Number two, again, and not to steal Christy, but just our product was our brand. We haven't done any Super Bowl ads and anything like that. It's been 100% referral-based and performance marketing. By performance marketing, it's our affiliate partnerships, it's our digital campaigns, it's our direct mail, it's our radio, direct response. Actually, trackable, cost of acquisition to I'm going to spend this amount of money, get this customer. I think it's at some point we'll layer on some more traditional brand things. We're just not there today, and firmly believe in the last 3.5 years it was the right call to make sure we were attracting customers and really optimize those individual marketing flows. And then finally, the last thing I would say is just the in-house component of not outsourcing your business, especially the critical functions. We took the approach, and again, different from our competitors, and we certainly had the conversations of, should we outsource our tech in the beginning? Should we outsource our underwriting? Should we outsource our customer service? And we chose to keep those all in-house. And I think that was really important because, again, talking to those customers, which I was every day, and just understanding what was really important to them, I could lean over to Paul and have him make changes with our product. And then on the underwriting side, John making the investment on the infrastructure, which allowed us to deploy models in a matter of weeks instead of months, and building that in-house from day one. And finally, on the customer service side, it was really tempting to outsource from the go. It's certainly less expensive, right? But we're in a heavily regulated industry, and being able to walk 2 blocks away from a corporate office and take investors, take regulators, take partners, and show them exactly what we're doing on the front lines, there's a real value there. And actually showing, hey, we are actually talking to these customers every day. We're verifying themselves. We're getting these customers back on track. So really the combination of that is what I've learned. I'm extremely excited to see where Avant goes. I think our edge is we don't think we've really done anything yet. We've hired a lot of people. We've raised a lot of money, but we think we've just really scratched the surface, and really excited to see where we go from here. Thanks.